thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I want to tell you about a project that my team and I at OTSU have been working on over the last couple of years. It's called CoChat. And I'm going to start by telling you about the guy in the middle of that picture there. That is my great uncle Donnie. And this is a really old picture of him and his family. It's from their 25th wedding anniversary. But I love this picture because it shows him the way I remember him, right? Surrounded by his family, active, talking with people like crazy, he had a huge social circle. Really, really great guy. A couple of years after he retired as chief of pediatrics at a hospital in New Jersey, he started having some communication problems. He had problems forming, naming things, remembering words. Then he had problems forming sentences and expressing ideas. And over time, it became clear that he was losing his ability to communicate and speak. He didn't have dementia at first, that came later, but there was a lengthy period of time where he basically could not communicate about sort of daily living activities. This was a huge problem. It isolated him socially from his family. It made taking care of him very, very difficult. What he had was something called aphasia. And aphasia is a neurocognitive condition, a neurological condition where you lose the ability to speak and sometimes to also understand language. It can happen for a lot of different reasons. It can happen after a stroke. It can happen following a traumatic brain injury. The particular kind that my uncle had, though, is called primary progressive aphasia, which is a neurodegenerative disease. Traditional treatments for aphasia include supportive communication tools like this communication book, where you have a set of words and concepts and phrases ready to go. We live in 2016, so people have made tablet apps, and they took the books and put them on the tablet. Functionally, they're identical to a laminated book. All the same problems. They're completely static. You're stuck with the vocabulary that's in there and is not very personalized to you. This is a visual scene display, which is a relatively new form of AAC support. And the idea here is you have a personally relevant photo that you might want to describe, and programmed into your app or printed on your page, you have relevant words for describing it. These are great. There's a lot of research that shows that personally relevant photos help people use them and make them more likely to use their support tools. The problem, though, still is it is static. It's whatever is in there to begin with, and if you have something new you need to talk about during the course of your daily living, you're out of luck. None of these apps are designed for the user to control what's going on. So our team thought we could do better, and we built what we call CoChat. CoChat is a mobile application built around the principle that the user should be in control of their communication tool. And the idea is that you're a user, you're a younger, you're 65, you're still functional, you have your cognition, you're out in the world doing things, and you can take pictures of the stuff that you want to communicate about. It then gets uploaded to the cloud, where your friends and family who want to help you because they like you and want to stay connected with you, help you annotate those photos. So what we have here is a screenshot of our current prototype. This is a photo that a user took out in the world of a scene they wanted to describe to their communication partner, their spouse, their friend, and around it are words that you might want to use to describe that photo. Where do these words come from? They were automatically generated, and they were automatically generated using natural language processing and machine learning, and some very interesting computer science stuff, from 10 free text comments written by somebody who was not present there. They saw the picture, and they wrote the comments. The screen system they used to write those comments looks a little bit like Facebook. We did it this way because that's a user interface modality that a lot of our users and their friends and family are very familiar with. I know my parents and their friends love writing Facebook captions on people's grandchildren and so on, right? Same idea. As each caption gets written in real time, we process it and send it down to the tablet. So as soon as someone writes a caption, the user has new words around their photo to describe what's going on. So we right now have a small NIH grant that funded the development of the prototype and a small user study. The top line is somebody using our app over the course of 6 visits. The bottom line is them trying to do the same thing with just a photo or with no technology support at all. And the important thing about that graph is consistently the app is tolerant. We have a dozen graphs just like it for all of our subjects. This is a photo of one of our subjects trying to communicate without using our app. That's a whiteboard in her lap. And what I want you to do is look at the body language in the scene. She's trying to tell a story to her friend about something she did with one of our research assistants, and she is having a very hard time forming words. You can see her really struggling there. Now look at her friend. Her friend is sitting very patiently, giving her friend the chance to form words and try to figure out what to say, but it is hard, right? It's hard not to jump in, and that's kind of how the last year or two of my great uncle's life was like. This is the same people using our app, and now look at the body language. They're leaning into each other, they're communicating, there's a lot more engagement happening. This is the future that we see for properly supported communication using mobile tools. So thank you all.